Okay, so there have been some questions about the Shengshao 9x9 cube that I recently received in the mail, and I posted a picture of it to Facebook. Especially, I want to respond to Kelly, who asked, is it in a randomized position when it's shipped to you? Is there an accepted method for getting it ready for a solve? So the first question, is it a randomized position when it's shipped to you? No, it's shipped to me solved. It came in this box, which is open, and I've actually scrambled it already since the last... sorry about the halo behind me. I've scrambled it already once since my solve. It came to me solved, I scrambled it, and then I solved it. And the answer to the second question, is there an accepted method for scrambling it? No, but I will talk about the smaller cubes. In particular, the Rubik's Cube, the 3x3. So, my understanding is that in competitions, the scramble technique is 25 random turns. And I have an app on my Android. Hold on. I found it free, and it's fantastic. You tell it which cube size you're using. Oh, I've messed that up now. You tell it which cube size you're using up here, 3x3 cube, and say start. It gives you a scramble, L prime, B2, F2, D prime, F prime, L2, D prime, B, D, etc. That notation works like this. There are 6 sides to the cube. The front face, which is this, the U face, which is the top, the B face, which is the back, the D face, which is the bottom or the down, up and down instead of top and bottom, because bottom and back would be ambiguous otherwise. And then right and left. I don't know if those are going to wind up being switched when this comes out. Okay, so you have up, down, front, back, left, right. And an F is a clockwise turn of the front face. F2 is 2 clockwise turns of the front face. F prime is 1 counterclockwise turn, which you might recognize is exactly the same as 3 clockwise turns. Whatever. So, that's the notation. Letter, F, for example, or U, or L, whatever. Letter followed by nothing for a single clockwise turn, 2 for a 180-degree turn, and prime for a counterclockwise turn. I just got back from my run, that's why I'm sweating. So, that's for the 3x3. The notation for the 5x5, at least on the app that I have, my little app here, if I switch out of the 3x3 mode and pick the 5x5 cube, when I get a scramble, see how it's got D2R, B, BW2, FW prime. Those W's refer to the first inner layer after the outside, as I understand it at least. So F would be this, FW, F would be this, FW would be this. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm turning another layer there. This is not coming out great. So if this is an L turn, this would be an L prime turn. I don't know if that's making sense at all. Alright, so that's for this cube. The 7x7 is a slightly different notation. Sorry, I'm sweating like crazy. The 7x7 notation looks like this. Again, we'll go to the app and see that the 7x7 suggestions are, and I haven't even solved it that many times because it takes so long. So, for instance, look at this last one. 2L2, the last one on the top row. 2L2, and then there's others like 3L prime, 3F, etc. In the 7x7, we have many layers. The outer layer, the first inner layer, the second inner layer, and then the center slice. Then from the other side, first outer, first inner, second inner, or something like that. And the notation is, if you see, for example, R, that would be this, 2R would be this, 3R would be this. Alright. My timer does not go up to 9x9 because, like I said, there's no official for that. And I noticed that when I get scrambles for the 7x7 from my app, it gives me 100 random turns instead of just 25 random turns. So I don't know that there's a number of turns. If it's 25 for the 3, 100 for the 7, I don't know what the appropriate number would be for the 9. What I did when I got it was get scramble for the 7, treat my 9 basically like a 7, and then just also mix in while I was turning, say, this layer, this layer, this layer. I would occasionally mix in turns of this layer, that inner layer. So the question of how do you actually scramble the thing, I mixed up the programmatic randomly generated app turns from my app with just some kind of random turns on my own. I don't like to use random turns on my own to scramble the 3x3 because that means I'll often turn it in ways like that I have muscle memory for, and then I wind up getting similar situations to themselves. Like I don't get, like, it's not truly random, I guess, or not as random as it could be. So I like to use the computer to generate random solves, random scrambles for the 3x3, but I can't use it for the 7x7 because I don't have a thing for it. However, I have started to write a Python script that will generate a random scramble of any number of turns for a cube of any number of layers. That's mostly done. Actually, in the form that it is, I could probably use it right now, but there's a little thing that I want to fix in it before I go. So hopefully that fully answers your question. Anybody who's not interested can stop now, but I want to say one other thing before I go, and that is, roughly speaking, how I solve the big cubes versus the 3x3. Solving the 3x3, I use the standard Friedrich method, or CFOP. I solve the cross on the white side, that is the edge pieces on the white layer. Then I line up the white corner pieces with their corresponding edges and place them 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's, you might say, first step is this, second step is 1, 2, 3, 4. The third step is, for me, I orient the last layer in 2 algorithms, and then I permute the last layer in 1 algorithm. The orient permute is, orient is make them all yellow. Not all yellow would look, for example, like this. Once they all are yellow, they might not all line up their colors looking around it. So like all yellow, but these colors don't line up. So it requires one more algorithm for me to solve. You can't see me turning it, but I'm turning it, I assure you. Okay, so that's how I solve the 3x3. How do I solve the 5x5? The 5x5 is, first, get this 3x3 square all the same on the white side, then do the same thing on the yellow side, then do the same for the other 4 sides. Once I've done that, gotten all the centers right, then I line up the edges with one another until I have these 1x3 strips that are correct. Now I've got random, this is a piece, this is a piece, this is a piece. And they, essentially, it approximates a 3x3 once I've done that. For the 7x7, it's the same method, except it takes longer because I have to do a bigger center, and I have to do the same step as before, lining up this piece with this piece, but then I also have to line up this piece with these 2 pieces. So it takes a little bit longer. My average time, as you can see in my app, for the 3x3 is, let me get it open here. The 3x3, my lifetime average is 27 seconds. The 5x5, my lifetime average is like 7 minutes. I don't know if you can see that. And the 7x7, I haven't even solved that many times because it takes so long. My lifetime average is like 28 minutes. So, and like I said, I've solved the 9x9 exactly 1 time, and I told you all what that was. It was like 68 minutes or something like that. So, it takes a while. Although I've noticed that it's not a straight factor of, like, it's not like a factor of 5 or a factor of 2. It's actually a slightly diminishing factor of amount of time that it takes. Alright, that's plenty of information for this one video. Joe, I've not forgotten about you. That video is coming, but I'm not going to make it today. So just know that it's coming. And I think actually I'm going to do what we talked about, but I'm actually going to go through all 4 sizes of cube. I'm going to do small, medium, large, and ginormous. So I'll do that video probably tomorrow. Alright, thanks for watching.